What is up, guys? So it's been a very long time since I've actually made a video. It's finals week for my school. This is actually my last week of school ever, and then I graduate college and I have big plans afterwards, but that's for a different video. In this video, I actually have two things that me and Tim over there are installing. We're going to be installing my new clutch, and if you guys didn't see my previous video, I showed you guys that I got the competition stage 4 clutch and the Exedy lightweight flywheel. This is going to make the car amazing, and I'm so excited. So I'll just do a little unboxing while Tim over here starts to take out the engine, and we'll explain why we're doing that later. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and do a little unboxing of the competition clutch and the lightweight flywheel. With the competition clutch, you have the clutch disc right here, and then I've already unpackaged this, but this is the pressure plate for the clutch. This is a 6-puck stage 4 clutch, so it's going to be super heavy, and it's going to be really different. It's rated up to 400 horsepower, which is going to be really awesome. So hopefully one day I can make 400 horsepower, but I'll be safe up to then. Now with the lightweight flywheel, this is the Exedy one, and pretty simple. Here it is. Take this out. Here's what the lightweight flywheel looks like. Nothing too special. Like I said, this week is my finals week, so me and Tim are actually going to pull an all-nighter tonight and try to get it all done. So what Tim is currently doing right now is taking out the engine. Tim, will you explain to everybody why you're actually taking out the engine instead of dropping the transmission?
Well, I don't want to lay on my back the whole time. I have dropped transmission on 2 or 3 cars. You have to replace gear oil. The whole nonsense of moving it around under there is really hard by yourself, and I do a lot of work by myself. And using that to take out a motor, I can do it by myself. So I pull the motor every time. It doesn't take that long, and it's just easier, in my opinion.
So there you go. So now what me and him are going to do is actually just unplug and unbolt everything up top, and then the only thing you need to unbolt from the bottom is the J-pipe. So it's not going to be that hard. Hopefully, I say that every time and it ends up being really hard. So hopefully it's not that bad, but we're going to plan on finishing it all tonight. It is currently 7 o'clock, so hopefully we get it done by midnight, maybe.
Possibility.
It's a possibility. I don't really know, but I will show you guys. It's not going to be very detailed because this is going to be a lot, especially if we're going to try and pull an all-nighter and do it. I'm going to film as much as I can, as best as I can, because I really do want to help out Tim. This is a huge project, so we're going to get it done, and it's going to be really awesome. We went ahead and lifted up the car, and now what we're actually going to do is take out the J-pipe and the air intake. But before we get too far into this, me and Tim are going to make a Wendy's run because we are both starving. So let's go. Alright guys, me and Tim finally ate our food and we are back. We're going to finish up taking everything off of the top and then move to the bottom, take the bumper off and pull the engine, put the clutch back in, slap everything back on, and then we'll be done. Hopefully it goes smoothly, so let's go ahead and start.
Well, we gotta take the starter off, the clutch master cylinder, get these wires disconnected from your ECU, take the radiator off, unbolt the AC compressor, then go underneath, disconnect the intake, J-pipe, pretty much anything that is connected to the motor, and then we'll unbolt the transmission and then pull it out.
Easy enough. Easy enough.
Yep.
Okay guys, quick update. It is now 10:30 and we are ready to pull the motor. I'm gonna go ahead and let Tim tell you everything, or all the big things that we had to unmount or disconnect from the motor and under the motor to get the engine out. So Tim, what's going on here?
Well, pretty much the gist of it is getting everything that's connected to the motor and connected to the body off. You know, you got your radiator, battery of course. On his, we had to take out the front mount piping so it didn't get damaged. The starter, we had just loosened the pitch stop mount. You had to take the J-pipe off, and then the intake separated, undid the motor mounts underneath, and the wire harness for the ECU, any water lines connected to the motor from out of it. And now it's ready to pull out.
To pull the motor, we're using this thing, engine hoist. That's what we'll be using.
We disconnected the AC compressor, and we did not disconnect it here because we're going to keep the charge in the line, and all we're doing is taking it and folding it over in this corner right here.
gonna set you guys right here, and I'm gonna help Tim get the motor out of the car. There's my stock clutch right there. That's the go bye-bye, and here's the flywheel. That's also going to go. Alright, so engine is completely out of the car now, obviously. Guess we're just going to go ahead and back it up. Okay guys, now that we have the motor out, me and Tim are going to install the new clutch and flywheel, which is clutch, flywheel, as well as the throwout bearing, which is this thing right there. So, I'm going to do that. The clutch disc is right there, that's the stock one, and here's the pressure plate right here, both the stock parts. I'll show you guys. Okay, and then stock flywheel, stock flywheel as well, and our new parts right there and right there. So we're gonna go ahead and swap these out.
I am putting my custom-made barn door hinge as a flywheel stop.
What he means is this thing so we can loosen up the flywheel. If you guys didn't catch that. No one understands your terminology, Tim.
It's custom, bro.
In case you guys are wondering what comes in with the clutch, Tim, will you tell them what came with the clutch, please?
Well, you got your pressure plate, your throwout bearing, you got a pilot bearing that goes in your flywheel, and then your clutch disc.
We're going to go ahead and finish up the clutch and the flywheel and just slap the engine back into the car. Hopefully it goes smoothly.
It's your pilot bearing. I usually take something flat on the bottom like this, and then hit it in there.
Okay, so the pilot bearing is now in the flywheel. We're going to go ahead and install the flywheel back into the engine.
When you put the pilot bearing in, you want it to be flush with the inside right here. You don't want it to go in anymore, or you're going to have to push it back out and try again.
So with all this stuff, it's pretty much just take off and then put back on. It's really, really simple once you actually get the engine out and remove everything. It's just a few bolts that hold everything together. Tim's already putting on the flywheel. I'm putting all the flywheel bolts back on, and then I'll show you when we get to the clutch. Okay, flywheel is on. Tim is now torquing the flywheel down to spec. So I'll go ahead and show you guys that real fast. He's almost done. Nice. So now that we are done with the flywheel, we're going to put on the clutch disc, then the pressure plate, and bolt that all up, and we should be good to drop the engine back into the car.
You get a new flywheel or old, whatever, use brake parts cleaner and clean off the surface. You can buy it for $1.99, I think.
Okay, that's what we're using.
Yeah. This is your clutch alignment tool. It comes with every kit. I think I have like 30 of them. You put that in the spline, and then you take this on the back side and you put it in the pilot bearing, like so, and it holds the disc in place where it's supposed to be when the transmission gets set back in. We're going to put the pressure plate onto the flywheel.
Alright, so we have the flywheel, pressure plate, and clutch disc all on now. We have all the bolts in right there, all the way around, and we're going to go ahead and torque that down to spec, and we are all ready to put it back inside the car. Here's the old throwout bearing. That's disgusting.
Yes, very disgusting.
And just in case you wanted to see, here are the throwout bearings. Here's the stock one right there, and here's my new one. Disgusting. Nice and clean. So we're gonna go ahead and put this one in and we should be good. Okay, we got the throwout bearing onto the clutch fork and we are ready to go. Okay, so before we drop the engine in, I do want to show you guys the difference in the stock pressure plate versus the competition clutch pressure plate, and I'll go ahead and let Tim explain to you what exactly the difference is.
Well, stock one, as you can see, has a lot of these springs on here, and the comp clutch has almost double the size but less, so it's gonna be a workout.
Basically, the new clutch is going to be really heavy compared to the stock one, so it's going to take some getting used to. But now that we have that all out of the way, we're going to go ahead and put the engine back in and bolt everything back up, and we'll be good. And once everything is bolted up, I'll grab the camera again so you guys can see me put the car in gear and how it drives and things like that. So we'll see in a little bit. Okay guys, so a little update. Obviously, it's the next day, so me and Tim stayed up till around 4 o'clock in the morning and basically slept in the garage. We just were really tired, so we called it quits. We're now back at it at 8 o'clock in the morning. We just got the engine aligned with the transmission and we're bolting everything up. I'm gonna end the installation part of the video here. Alright guys, so I don't really know what happened, but what you just saw was the last thing I have from the clutch install video. I waited a really long time to edit it, and I think I lost the rest of that footage of me driving the car and showing you the clutch and talking a little bit about it. So I'm in California right now, and I thought while I'm editing this, I might as well go ahead and redo it. So we're gonna take a drive in the WRX, give you a first-hand experience of how I like the clutch and a little bit of how the car drives. So initial impressions, the clutch was not as heavy as I was expecting it to be. It's actually fairly easy to drive. The only thing that is hard to get used to is the transmission chatter, and I get that from the lightweight flywheel, so I'll go ahead and demonstrate what that is kind of like. Well,
yeah, you can feel it.
Yeah, I don't know if you can tell in the video, but the transmission chatter is really bad getting out of first, which is a little hard to get used to, but overall I really like the clutch. It's not as hard as I thought it was going to be to drive, which I'm happy about. It catches really hard too. Like whenever you're just flooring it, the clutch will catch and engage really hard, which is good too. It doesn't feel like it's slipping. Overall, the competition stage 4 clutch and the Exedy lightweight flywheel was a success. I'm very happy with it. If you guys like this install video, please like the video. There will be much more to come. Next video will be the Fortune Auto coilover install video, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.